Homeschooling is beautiful, but let's be real. It can also feel like a circus on wheels. One kid's crying over math, another one can't find a pencil, and the toddler just ate a crayon. If this sounds like your Tuesday, you're not alone. Hey friends, welcome back to Plan, Prep, Pray. My name is Wendy, and I am a homeschooling mom of 5, soon to be 6. And today I'm walking you through 5 homeschool hacks that help me stay somewhat sane and semi-organized. Not because I've mastered this, but because I've made a lot of messes and learned through them and found a few simple strategies that keep me grounded. So let's jump in. Hack number 1, you've probably heard of before, the morning basket. But let me tell you what actually works in my house. Customized baskets for different ages. Here's how we do it. We've got the family basket, which includes Bible time, memory verses, hymn studies, and our read aloud. My toddler gets his own basket that he uses during this time, and it has quiet toys and different things like that. My older kids have morning menus that they can follow along with, so everyone has a role. This isn't about the perfect start to the day. It's about anchoring our mornings in connection before we dive into instruction. And if the toddler dumps cereal all over the floor halfway through, we pivot, but at least we started off together. Hack number 2 is we start school around 8 a.m. That's our first anchor. Our second is lunch, which we do at noon. Outside of that, we don't schedule by the clock during the day. We flow by rhythms. Here's how our mornings usually go. 8 a.m., we're doing the morning basket, then World Watch News and Form PE. Then my older kids move into their independent work while I work directly with my middles. The time might shift depending on how everyone's doing or if we follow a rabbit trail, but the flow stays the same. That rhythm gives us structure without the stress. Hack number 3, let's talk about toddlers. We can't just give them a coloring book and hope for the best. At least not my toddler. So we created busy bins, and this has been a game changer. We have 5 bins, one for each weekday. Each one is themed, and each one has a sensory bin, puzzles, matching games, books, and stuff like that. I only give him one item at a time. When he cleans up, he gets another. This keeps him engaged and prevents overwhelm. It also helps me teach my other kids without constant interruption. And bonus, my middle schooler helps with toddler school, which is a few times a week, using her own teacher bin. So it has become part of our homeschool rhythm. Hack number 4, let's talk about cleaning. You know that moment where every surface is covered in crumbs, crafts, and chaos, and you don't even know where to start? That used to be me, constantly overwhelmed, cleaning all day and still feeling behind. Now I do a tidy triage around 1:30 or 2, and again as part of our evening routine. Everyone helps with a 15-minute tidy. They go to their zones and reset each of their zones. That's it. We reset just enough to catch our breaths. Then I choose one task: bathroom, laundry, kitchen drawers, whatever. No longer than 30 minutes that I do every day during our afternoon block. This block is more about progress than it is about perfection, and I utilize that time to do my cleaning tasks. Stewarding our space, not chasing spotless. I've had to really come to terms with the fact that my house is in constant use, and that's okay. As long as we have systems in place and practice resetting when things are no longer in use, we can live like this. Hack number 5, if I could give every homeschool mom one piece of advice, this would be it. Build in margin on purpose. We now have what I call reset days. Days where school looks like board games, reading outside, or nothing at all. We do this once or twice a quarter because I've learned that pushing through exhaustion isn't faithfulness. It's unsustainable. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a rhythm. God built it into creation for a reason, and mamas, we need it too. So reset days help me reset my attitude, not just my schedule, and they teach my kids that rest matters just as much as responsibility. One thing that holds all of this together is my home management and homeschool planner. This isn't just where I write to-dos, it's where I track our rhythms, plan our life, and log what we actually did and keep my monthly goals visible. So I'm not just constantly reacting. When I feel really frazzled, I open it up, check my goals, and just realign. It's like a reset button for my brain. Here's something I've learned the hard way. The best plans will still fall apart sometimes. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. I've had days that felt like complete flops where no check boxes got checked and emotions ran high. But even in those days, God was working. Sometimes the interruptions was the lessons. Sometimes the meltdowns became a moment of discipleship. Sometimes letting go of the plan was the plan. So here's your permission. Hold it loosely. Show up with intention, but leave space for grace. So that's it. My top 5 homeschool hacks that actually helped me stay sane and anchored this quarter. From anchored mornings to busy bins to rhythms of rest to flexible weekly planning and realistic expectations, these little shifts help me homeschool with more peace and less panic. Let me know in the comments, which hack are you going to try this week, or share your own hack. And if you're looking for a tool to help you organize your week with purpose, check out my Plan, Prep, Pray planner. It's built for mamas like us, and I'll have it linked in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with another homeschool mom who might be feeling overwhelmed today. You've got this because he's got you. And if you'd like a detailed flip through of exactly what's included in my planner, check out this video right here.